Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jeff Porter from the Indie Gamer Magazine. Today, I've got Irishwarrior67, who's in the magazine. You've probably seen his ads. Today, we're going to talk about the new Hunt Showdown live action series that's coming. So, let's get into it. All right, guys. So, we've got some exciting news today. I guess it came out yesterday. The Hunt Showdown live action series. I've played it quite a bit. However, I've kind of brought someone who loves it even more than I do on to help me talk about it. So we're going to talk a little bit about the game first, I think, and then we'll talk about what we want to see from the live action series. So this is Irishwarrior67. You can follow him on Twitch. I'll put the link in the description down below. Um, so we're going to jump over. We're going to take a look at some of these screenshots and we're going to talk about the game. So the release date was from August 27th, 2019. Of course, very positive across the board. Um, so Irish, kind of what were your first impressions when you first got the game, and then what made you like it so much?
So at first, actually, I hated the game.
Oh,
Like I couldn't figure it out. I had no idea what was going on. But we have another buddy we play with all the time. Figured, oh, I'll give it a shot. Whatever. It took me, I don't know, probably 50 levels, and then it just clicked. I don't know, like the environment you have to interact with, and like just the people coming after you that you have to pay attention for. And, I don't know, it just clicked and it was awesome. And it's like one of my favorite games I've ever played.
I think there's something about because I'm not a huge like battle royale guy. I don't like Warzone or anything like that, but there's something about this that's different because it is PvPvE,
Mm-hmm.
and the like you're still like you're in the group trying to do the quest or the mission or whatever, but at the same time you do still have those couple other teams out there, and
Yeah,
it kind of go ahead.
it's like a small battle royale,
Yeah,
but but it's not too much. You know what I mean? Usually they're
it's
like too much, like 60 more people coming after you. That's no fun.
yeah, it is. It's a smaller scale, and at the same like it's not what the whole game is about. Like you may run into every team on the map during a round, or you might run into nobody. And so it's just
Which
kind of
isn't
a
fun.
toss up. Right, which doesn't make that much fun, but so uh looking at some of these screenshots, did you look at any of these before you bought it? Like just kind of gauge whether or not you would want to play it?
Actually,
I
no.
Is this your favorite screenshot?
Dude, I hate spiders. That's the worst one in the game, probably. No, I didn't look at anything. Tanner just said, let's play it. And I said, I don't know. And then it went on sale, so I was like, yeah, whatever. I can spend $10. And I bought it. And that was about it.
So in the game, you progress through the levels. Like you said, it took you to about level 50 before you got it. It goes relatively quick,
Yeah.
and then you can prestige and start over. Um, so in the game, what is kind of like your favorite aspect of the game? Is it the PvP aspect? Is it the monster killing, the weapons, the skills? What do you look forward to most, or what do you like about it most?
I probably like going in and, like, you hear gunshots across the whole map.
Yeah,
Sorry. And then, like, you just go and track them down, hopefully. See if they're, like, in another fight. And then I just like I don't know, I guess the fight with each other.
so probably like the
Like, I guess
guns and
the hunt of the whole
the
thing,
right.
probably. Just going after
The
someone.
whole game.
Yeah, just going after it like mano y mano. I really like when I don't know. We play. I play aggressive and Tanner kind of sits back, but I really like when it turns into like a 1v2 or a 1v3 and you just have to like try to clutch it up. Most of the time it doesn't work, but it's still way more
Palms sweaty. No, that's
fun.
that's interesting because I feel like we've got a good trio. Because there is some tactical advantage to having that, where you have somebody press hard and kind of snuff them out, you have somebody in the mid kind of controlling the field at that point, and then you've got the pussy in the back with the sniper rifle that's just trying to like, oh, I got hit, and it just kind of helps whittle them down. And we've been in some pretty awesome shootouts. There was one at that prison where it felt like we were there for 30 minutes.
It was a long one.
It
It
was
was a good one.
intense, and yeah, kept going down, kept getting picked up, and just slowly whittled them away. But that was, you can get those really long, drawn out battles where your hands are sweaty and you're like just trying to make it to the end, or you walk in a building and you get blown up by a grenade, and then it's over.
Or the best part is like you're in a gunfight, and you're like sneaking up, and you're up there, you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get them, and they already ran away 5 minutes ago. You
Right,
have no idea
right,
where they
yeah,
are.
yeah. Coming off of that, I think like my favorite part is like the combat, but I think it's because of the guns. I think the guns, it slows it down a little bit, and so it's not just like Call of Duty or Battlefield or something where you run in and you're just spraying and praying. You can't do that in this. You have to actually like slow it down a little bit. And I think that's why I like it too, is because battle royales typically it's just so fast paced, and I'm not that type of player. I think about the fastest paced game that I play is Madden. And so like I like how this kind of slows it down, and you have to actually kind of take your time and plan kind of where you're going to go and how you're going to do it. So I think that's kind of what gets me into a game like this, is the guns and the one shot, and if you miss, you could go back and forth with somebody for a good minute just missing, which is frustrating and interesting at the same time.
Hope your teammate's not down spectating you at that point.
I've had some embarrassing cams for sure. So the big news then is that Hunt Showdown is being turned into a live action series, which, um, if I'm correct, I was kind of looking around. This is going to be the first live action series based on an indie title, and nobody at me because Crytek is indie. They make what they want. They do seek outside publishing, but all their development is done in house, and it was co-founded, I believe, by two brothers, which is super cool and interesting. So I think they founded it back in the late '90s, and then they've gone on and made some really cool things like Crisis and Hunt. So the big news is this is getting a live action series. There's also some more interesting news about the platform it's going to be on. So we're going to jump over here and we're going to take a look at this article. So it's talking about in 2022, it's coming to a platform called Binge. Apparently, this Binge is going to be for like video game adaptations. It's not going to be like a Netflix or something. It's solely for video games, which is really cool. So Crytek announced a new series in a blog on Wednesday. The co-founder and CEO, Mr. Yearly, and their co-founder, his brother, I want to say Farouk and Avri. I think that's probably right. And CryEngine director Pascal will serve as executive producers alongside producers from Binge. So I think this is really cool because not only are they getting the live action series, but they're going to be a huge part of it, which is something that seems obvious, but especially within like the last decade, you could get a project and the producers know nothing about it. They're just kind of pushing it for that money grab, and so it's nice to see the developers actually have a hand in it. So Binge is advertised as a new streaming platform focused on original shows based on popular video games. So Binge plans to launch as a subscription-free service on PC, TV, mobile, and console. Users can earn bytes for watching content, but they're we don't know how you're going to be able to spend it yet. So kind of similar to Twitch, where you're watching that kind of similar content, you're going to earn points back somehow and be able to use those for something. Which, by the way, while we're on the subject, twitch.tv/Irishwarrior67. Link will be in the description below. So they kind of talk about what Hunt is, kind of what we just did. So Binge is known for is also developing a live action series based on System Shock and Driver, which is something that I'm really pumped for. I love Driver.
That's old school right there.
That is old school PlayStation. So for more video game adaptations currently in the works, check out the slideshow above. So they kind of go through. There's a bunch of Netflix stuff in here as well, but this Binge platform is something that I think is super interesting. So kind of, you're on Twitch quite a bit. You've got a couple hundred followers. What do you think of a platform like this? Because it does say shows based on popular video games and content creators. So do you think, could you see them doing something similar like Twitch, or do you think it's just going to be more of like I don't know, like just other shows based on?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. Like reading into this, it just I don't know. I would imagine it's like there's a couple hunt streamers that I watch pretty regularly, and I'm sure they might have something to do on here. You know, maybe they can voice their opinions more, or have like a say and stuff. But I don't think it's gonna be like a whole new streaming platform or anything.
Yeah. Yeah. And similar to Twitch, though, they're gonna have those bites. So I wonder if it's gonna be something similar to like how you can purchase emojis or whatever with those, or how that's gonna
Right.
work.
Buy a profile picture or something, or get your name in the credits.
So, speaking of a live action series now, because this was just announced Wednesday, so there's like no information about it. So we're gonna kind of speculate a little bit. We're gonna try to make this up and how we would do it. So, if you, Joe, were making a live action hunt showdown series, let's say you had, what's a typical season now, 6 or 8 episodes, how would you, what would your finale be, and like how would you build up to it? Would it all be like within one round? Would it be multiple rounds in different groups? What are your thoughts on that? How do you think that they should do it?
So, the way hunt is, you have to go, you have to find the bounty clues, and that gives you to the boss, and you have to kill the boss, get the bounty, and extract. And I think you could probably drag that out through 6 or 8 episodes. You know, the first one you're spawning in on the edge of the map, and you sneak your way through, trying to find that first clue, kill some monsters, maybe. Maybe the next episode you find a clue. There's a team there, you guys have to fight out. You know, just do the way. I don't know. Somewhere the finale's probably there's two more teams heading out somewhere, and they're sneaking up on you. You know, like they do, camping it out. So there's a big old gunfight at the end.
The finale is just two campers at the exit points.
Yeah,
They're
like
at the
opposite ends of the map
they're at
too.
the wagons just sitting there.
Just waiting to ambush you. Yeah, I mean, you could. There's a lot that could happen with this, and I think it'd be cool.
Would you show all of the Nboss creatures, or would you pick one? Like, would you just do like a big build up and show the butcher, or would you kind of find a way to do all of them?
So that's a good question. Because some maps have two bosses, some maps have one,
Right.
and I can't tell which one I like more. I know the two is like more drastic. Like you got one team on this side, one team on this side, and then maybe you guys can find each other. Maybe not. But with the one boss, like everybody's going for the same thing. So
Right.
I don't know. Maybe one boss and make it way more interesting.
That would. I think you're right. I think one boss with four teams converging on it would be more exciting
Yeah.
as a viewer instead of watch, because then you kind of have to split it and do like two stories that converge at the end, which I don't know. It can be
That could
fine,
work
but
too, though. Yeah.
yeah. Then you could get two teams that you're invested in.
Now that's second season. Who cares?
Oh, do you think they would do us like, cuz we're not sure like with Binge if they're going to be 10-minute episodes, 20-minute episodes, an hour. We have no idea. So do you think that Binge will do something a little bit shorter? Because there was, I forget what it was called. There was that streaming service that had just launched right before the pandemic, and it was supposed to be like an on-the-go Quibi. It was like 5 to 10 minute episodes,
Hmm.
and then that kind of died out because everybody was home all day. But do you think they could kind of restructure something like that for like shorter episodes, or do you think this will be like a full-blown, like an HBO style 45-minute episode series?
I think this has to be a shorter episode kind of thing.
I think you're
Because
right.
it's based off the the content creators, and if they make the longer videos, it's just YouTube at that point.
That's true. Yeah, I think it's got to be shorter, especially for a new platform like that.
Yeah,
Um,
if it's based on
and
video games,
yeah,
it just makes sense.
and I mean, like Driver, I feel like that could be a relatively low budget series. You need a guy in a car,
Get a GoPro and just start driving around.
right? But like for Hunt, what makes Hunt so interesting? We talked about the weapons a little bit, but like the setting that you're in the bayou, and you have this style of clothing and cowboy hats and leather, and it's a very particular look,
Hmm.
and one that I can't imagine is cheap. So if you're gonna do a Hunt live action series, I imagine half of your you got to get actors, you got to get wardrobe. You have to nail the wardrobe. You can't just have a bunch of guys in shirts and pants going out.
You're right.
There's so many cool different characters and models inside of the game. And then of course the weapons. They have to nail the weapons.
Well, I mean, you could just have someone dressed as the hillbilly. You just need a pair of overalls.
Yeah, that's true. The guy with the big target on
Yeah,
his straw.
let's go buy one from the gun shop or something.
So I guess it does kind of depend like what characters they do. Because you're right, some of them are pretty generic. Um but I mean the ones that you see in the trailers and ones that people want to buy, I imagine they have to have at least a couple of those guys.
Yeah.
So kind of getting towards the end, kind of like a final question is, um, if you could pick one actor, regardless of a new content binge or anything, one actor to be in a Hunt Showdown series, who would it be?
So when I heard about this, the first thing I thought, Viggo Mortensen.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I mean, look at this picture right there. That you can see him right there, can't you?
In the hat?
Yep.
Let's see if we can find a better one. I think they had one over here. Maybe not.
He just got to wear his Aragorn outfit. He looks the part right there.
Uh, but yeah, in the you're talking about like
Yeah.
the main photo right there.
Well, the one that was on the Binge website,
Right.
even on that trailer, looks just like.
Well, this is IGN's review. We don't want to we don't want to give them a click.
Yeah, don't click them, but
But
just use the picture. It's okay.
so I like that pick. I was thinking of so there's that new cowboy show on Netflix with Idris Elba. And I like Idris Elba as like a cowboy western six shooter kind of thing. I've got that impressed in like in my mind now after seeing that. So I would go with like Idris Elba or something.
Well, I mean, you got teams of two, throw them together.
There you go. Realistically though, it would, I don't know who they would be able to get. I don't know. We don't know how much money's behind this. Um, but what would be interesting, they talk about content creators. So it might be interesting if they took some of like the top Twitch streamers and kind of threw them in there somewhere. Maybe not as like leads, but as like, little Easter eggs.
Or some of the other teams trying to converge on you or something. You know, little cameos.
Yeah, I think that'd be interesting.
That'd be awesome.
So, before we get out of here, what's the number one thing you think that this series has to get right for it to be Hunt?
Overpowered shotguns.
Over.
No, it really has to do the ads, like the bee ladies, the old
Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about that.
like the environmental
Crows.
enemies and stuff. Yeah, it's really got to get the sounds and the like
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever I'm trying to
No,
say.
exactly. That's a good point. You have to hear those gunshots in the distance echo. You have to hear crows. You have to hear uh,
Yeah, like killing
the
the bee ladies is like a big thing because you know someone's right on you or what.
yeah. Those bee ladies are a bitch.
The
Bee, bee ladies, water
sound, yeah,
monsters.
yeah, the sounds have to be perfect in this
I
adaptation.
I agree. I think that's it. I think that's 100% right because if you're playing Hunt and you don't have your headset on and you're not listening, you're dead. Because the game is like 70% sound. You have to know, oh, we've got gunshots to the west. I just heard crows to the east. You have to know that stuff. And if you don't, you're not paying attention and you're dead.
Yeah.
So, any final thoughts or anything that you want to mention about this Hunt Showdown series?
No, I just hope it's good. Like, I've got a lot of expectations for it now that we talked about it a little bit. Like, a lot of hype in my own head, so let's
Uh,
hope it can live up to it.
Me too. Me too.
Like, even if it's mediocre, I still think it's gonna be really good just because of what it is.
Just because it's interesting and
And it's like the beginning of the railroad that it came, you know.
yeah, there's gonna be. I mean, if this takes off, that binge uh, platform, that could be huge, especially in the world. I know they're doing Driver and some other stuff, but especially for like the world of indie games, um, because you've got god awful video game adaptations like all over the place, from Resident Evil to Monster Hunter to Mortal Kombat. I mean, they're like guilty pleasures. They're not like good. And so if this is actually good and it's an indie title, I don't know. I think that like that could be special because there's so much cool content out there. We could get a fucking Cuphead like live action or something, like something dumb but
The Binding of
cool,
Isaac.
like awesome at the same time. I think that'd be cool as hell. Shovel Knight, just some dude with plate armor running around beating the shit out of. That'd be so
Bounce,
cool.
bouncing on a shovel throughout the whole game.
Yeah, exactly. I think shit like that. I think there's a market for it, and I think if you come out guns blazing, pun intended, with Hunt Showdown, I think it could really draw people in because Hunt Showdown's kind of in a gray area between it, like people who play a lot of indie titles and people who play AAA titles. I think it's kind of in the middle, and it draws a lot of unique people, and so you're getting a very wide audience with this. So I hope they don't fuck this up.
Well, they got two shots.
Two shots, huh? Oh, Driver.
Well, no, I don't know. Everything gets a remake anyway, so.
Yeah, yeah. Hunt Showdown remake from the Binge developers who brought you Hunt Showdown.
Hunt Showdown V2.
Bigger and butchier. Well, for you, I hope they have the spider.
No, I'm
That's
telling
all
you
I
what.
care about. I hope they have the spider so you can hear it crawling around.
That's when they can drop their presentation and it just goes down the there with the spider.
Just
No
black.
way.
All right,
There's
so
not
okay.
there's nothing scarier than that spider spitting on you and then jumping on you. I tell you what.
Yeah. All right, so I think that's going to be it for today. I think that was a good conversation talking about the new Hunt Showdown series. We'll be keeping an eye out on it. Oh, that was a tough one. And let's see what new information comes. The big thing I'm interested in is how long these episodes are going to be. If they're going to go with like the Quibi approach or if they're going to do something like 10, 15, 20 minutes. I think that'll tell a lot about like the production and everything. So, thank you for coming on and talk about Hunt. And be sure to go down in the description below, check out Twitch. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow we're doing our Friday giveaway. And maybe we'll do Hunt or something since we're talking about it. I don't know. So, ooh. All
That'd
right.
be a good
So
one.
I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Thanks for coming on and talking about it. And have a good day.